Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and this is my next video on the Daydreams project that I'm working on, the castle in the air. It's out of the Daydreams book by Hanna Karlzon, and voila, this is what we're going to be looking at today, and I'm going to show you some really neat tips and tricks and add-ons and how I did stuff so that you can do this yourself. Let me put this book away. There we go. So as you can see, I'm basically done with it, except I didn't do the raindrops because I wanted to do that on the video. But take a look at these neat background images. I'm going to show you how I do that. Easy peasy. Excuse me while I take some water. And you can also see how I've colored the cloud, the dual coloring on the cloud. So yeah, lots of really neat things to show you. I hope you like what you see. All right, so let me grab something for a pointer. And I'm going to bring you in closer. And I'm going to walk you through the various things that I did for the design elements. The last two things I'm going to talk about are how I did the perfectly round circles on the background in the color, and then the raindrops. All right, so the whole concept of this piece was having the shadow, meaning that the light was coming from the upper left. This would be the lighter side of the building, and then dark, and then has the little shadow on it. And so I've done that on every single building, as you can see. I am very happy with it. Let me change my light just a little bit. I don't want to get glare there. Yeah. So you can see the various things that I've done. I'm going to point them out, and then we'll do the background and the raindrops. All right. So one of the first edits that I did, or one of the edits that I did, is this was a door. And what I did is I gently took my X-Acto knife, and you've seen me use this little puppy before, and I very, very gently scraped off that ink where the door is. And you got to be really, really careful when you do that. One of the things that you can do to fix that bumpiness from what's left is just go ahead and take a white pencil and color over that rough paper where that door handle was, where that ink was, and as you can see, it removes it beautifully. Basically, you can't even really tell that there was anything there. All right, so that's one of the tricks. Then I also went ahead, and in each window, I showed you how I outlined the windows in the last one because I did the blue, but I went ahead and put a little blue streak in there to indicate glass. I used my fine liners to do that. So that's how that was done. I used metallic pencil for the top turrets. Again, nothing special, but now at this point I'm just showing you how I did some of the specific coloring. Let me get you lined up here. This is driving me crazy. Ooh, sorry for my hand. Good grief. Okay, so then I showed you how to draw in the flags or draw extra flags in, which I did. And then what I did is I decided, because it left a little hole in there, I decided to pick up colors from this and add into the flags. So that's how I did that. Let's see what else neat stuff I want to show you. Okay, and then you can see the roof shingles. That was just straightforward coloring with my gray, 2 shades of gray. And then I took a brown, dark brown pencil and did a little push of color in between each one, which really made it all stand out. So that turned out really well. I am very happy with that. And I hope on all of this you like what you're seeing, because I do this stuff for you guys. All right. And then of course I finished this brown here with the shadow. Yeah, the rest of this is pretty straightforward. Okay, and remind me, I promised you that I would add some birds and I didn't add them yet, so I'll do that in a couple minutes. Okay, so let's talk about the clouds and why I did them that way. All right, so as you noticed, my feeling was the top of the cloud was pointed towards the sunshine, and so therefore they're the sunny blue, and the bottom of the cloud is gray and rain is coming out. So I did this in blue, and then I just highlighted it with a darker blue on just the tops. Actually, I see something here I could have done. Make sure I grab the right pencil. Let's see, that's a little more purple than I want. Buggers, I know I had my blues. Give me a moment. I promise you I'll get there. Yeah, you know me, I like to do off-the-cuff stuff. All right, so I'm going to erase this because that's purple. All right, there we go. And what I'm going to do is just make that dark blue and just highlight the top of the cloud like I did everybody else. And I'm just going to blend it into the gray. And I'm going to go down a couple thingies here. And look how nicely that carries over to this. And I still left my gap here where I want that white. And then I'm going to grab my little blender pencil. There you go. Okay. I'm much happier with that. So as you can see, the top half is the blue, the bottom half is the gray, and then with the blue I went ahead and did the multiple colors. On the top I did the darker blue, and then below that I did a lighter blue. But conventional wisdom says that if the sun's here, the lighter blue would have been on top. And yeah, technically that's correct, but I think it looks better with darker blue at the top. You can tell me what you think. All right, then for the gray clouds, I reversed it a little bit as I had the lighter gray internal to the clouds, and then I highlighted the bottoms with the darker gray for this part here. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, and I'm going to talk about these circles last because it's kind of the messier part of this. All right, so let me pull you over. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and work on these raindrops. Excuse me, reaching. And I'm going to use my gray fine liner. And I've shown you how to draw the raindrops before practice on something else. See? Very straightforward to do that. And a really good way to do that is if you're about to draw something on a finished piece, go ahead and draw multiples of them, because right now by doing these raindrops, I'm getting my hand trained as to what I need to do. So see? And then I'll be ready to go on the other. So there's that. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and add a bunch of these. I'm going to stay pretty much within the width of the clouds. I could go over to the edge, but you know, either way, it doesn't matter. Whatever makes you happy. But I am going to come down to the very bottom. Whereas in the original, it's cut off a little bit. And as I always like to tell you, the music that you're listening to is by paid subscription that I pay for to Whispering's Piano. It is nothing but piano. And I love it as background. You guys have told me you like it a lot, so we're good to go. And I'm not sure why it quit, but weird stuff happens every once in a while. Oh, I know why, because I ran out of battery. Okay, well, that's it on the music for this time. That's going to be weird. All right, so I've got more raindrops drawn in. And as you noticed, I'm not doing it straight across like it is here. I'm going to leave, you know, like 2 or 3. Jagged on the bottom. I just think that's going to look better. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, and I showed you on my last video, on my scratch piece, that I was going to add the little twirly thing at the top. So really it's going to look like this. See that one I circled? Let me pull in. It's going to look like this. Okay, and even though this is a lighter gray, I'm going to do that with black pen, and there's a reason for that. So let me adjust you just a little bit, if I may. I've had a ball doing this. I think it's turning out really well. Excuse me for reaching. All right. So I've got my fine point black pen, and I'm going to come up and come around and come around. So now I've got a little curly Q. Okay. And I'm probably not going to do every single one of them with this. I'm just going to show you on half of these what I'm going to do. Oops, that got a little wonky. Oh well. Basically, you want to come straight up and then do your little swivel thingy. And you remember last time, the reason that I ultimately decided to do this curl is because I've got a curl in the cloud, so it picks it up really well. Let me do something here for a minute. And again, forgive me for the reaching. I want to try something. Okay, that's what I thought. I was just going to check it out on a slightly thicker pen point. Okay, so one of my pens per normal has disappeared on me, but that's okay. That's me. You know, I love to hide stuff on my mind, especially while I'm broadcasting. Or hide stuff on myself, especially when I'm broadcasting. Ooh. All right. So anyway, I'm making these little curly cues. Very straightforward. Come straight up. Okay. Go around and go nice and slow. That, guys, is the key. Nice and slow. Okay. All right. Good Lord, that's driving me crazy without music. My iPad was down to very low power, and so I mean like 1%. So I plugged it in, and figuring that because I plugged it in, I could still go ahead and do my music, and it decided that it didn't like that. So let me see. Maybe I can get it back. All right. Oh my gosh, yay. All right, so you see how straightforward that is? So I'm making some really, now this is gonna go behind, okay? Because I can't do my little curly cue. Okay, couple more here. Yeah. Okay, so now, oh, missed one. Now I'm going to take my gray fine liner, and I hope it's becoming obvious that I'm working in gray because of the clouds. I really didn't want to go with black. So remember how I showed you this? Is I'm just going to go ahead and make my little 6, okay? In each one. And what I've also decided to do is, because I've got so much gray up here, I'm not going to color in. Well, I may change that. We'll see. I've been wavering back and forth on this. Yeah, that's going to be colored in. And that. So just make your little 6s in there. Oh, that looks cool. Okay, so anyway, I've been wavering back and forth about coloring in those little drops. So I'm going to go ahead and do it, I think. Let me see something here. That one looks a little wonky. There we go. You want to make sure that you have a little thickness to the left. Otherwise, it's just going to look like it's got a gob in the bottom. There you go. Yeah. You want that thickness on the left-hand side. All right. So now I'm going to take my gray pencil, And I'm just going to very lightly hit it. Yeah. And let me pull out. So I always go in on you, sorry. And so there you go. Now we've got some really nice gray raindrops coming out of a gray cloud, multicolored gray cloud. All right. Now, let me show you how I did these really neat, perfect circles. I used eyeshadow, and I also used a circle template. Aha, the light bulb comes on. See, just a really simple one. I've used this template for so many things on my drawings. I love it. Got it from Amazon. Okay, so I'm gonna get out my trusty eyeshadow, and there goes my music again. Oh well. But that's why you love me, because you never know what's gonna happen when I'm showing you stuff. Just gotta have a humor about this. Okay, so here are my eyeshadows. Okay, I've got 2 trays of them, so I've got an abundance of color. See? All right, this is so ridiculously straightforward. You're gonna go, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? All right, so I'm gonna take my circle. I'm gonna go with a real small one here up to the top. And I'm going to come off the paper just a little bit because I don't quite want a full circle. And I'm going to pick, let me see. I'm going to go with orange, I think. I'll just go with a nice little orange. All right. So I stuck my finger in the color and pulled eyeshadow. All right. And now I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to rub it on top. Carefully pull off my template. Voila, look at that. Now, I haven't seen other people do this technique. They may have, I just haven't seen it. But I saw that and I thought, wow, what a neat way. And I'm going to show my audience how I did that. Now, I started playing some more with this, and you know how you have like an all light blue background and then you have these really soft circles on top of them, and the constant battle is, how do we get these soft circles on top of a full color? Well, let me show you what I did. What I did is I went ahead and I took some eyeshadow, a very light color, and I spread it on there, whatever color I wanted to use. To completely fill in my, fill in the background where I wanted it. Then I plop my circle template on top of there. And I'm going to use a bright contrasting color so you can really see this. Wait till you see this. It is so cool. There you go. Is that not neat? So basically all you need to do is take your background color, Make a really nice splotch of it that you're comfortable with. Take your circle template to whatever size you want, which I'm going to do about there. I'm going to grab some blue. Pull this up carefully so you don't smear. And there you go. Look at that. And the neat thing is you can lighten the color that you put in there. Just don't put it on there as vigorously. That should come out. Oh yeah. What do you think? Is that not cool? So, just to repeat the technique verbally, put in your background color, your eyeshadow color. I mean, you can use pencil if you want to, but I'll tell you, it goes a heck of a lot faster. Let me zoom in so you can see this. And I'll put away my eyeshadow while you're looking at it, because I really don't want to spill eyeshadow onto my drawing, or my coloring that I've been working on. But just imagine the combination of colors that you can put on there. And if your paper is a colored paper, you could even go so far as to put white, a white background with your eyeshadow, and then go ahead and put your contrasting your blue color that you want on there. All right, so let me pull out again, move this, put that back there. But for this, I just decided that I wanted to go with the white and then have my little circles around there. So yeah, overall, I'm real happy with this. I showed you how to do the sun. I did some yellow and gold on that. Notice how I did a half circle, so it looks like it's behind the sun there. Let me do something just for fun here while I'm talking to you. So the main thing that I wanted to point out with this entire project that I've been doing for you and with you is everything that I'm showing you is absolutely not complex. I think it just needs somebody like me or some of the other great ladies that are doing coloring online. Peta Hewlett does great stuff. I don't think she customizes stuff like I do as much though. She does some really great coloring. But I can't emphasize enough, you know, like I told you, I wanted to change the direction of my videos just a little bit and add how to do this custom stuff and drawing in. Because I really do want you to see that it is not hard. I want you to remember that coloring is a skill. It is not a talent. So that means that as you hone your skills, you're going to do nothing but get better. Yeah. And again, I'm not going to do all these while I've got you on camera here. I just wanted to bop some of these in while I was talking to you. All right, so there's that. Let me pull out. And let me straighten this up so you can see it. So there you go. There is the finished piece. I'm happy with it. I'm going to do a little bit of tweaking to it when I'm off camera, but I really wanted to show you how I did that with the background and got the perfect circles, and then the idea with the rain and everything else on it. So yeah, I really had fun showing you this. I think it's a nice little project and it pulled up some really good points. Okay, well, I guess I'm done. This is ILene Vick for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Oh, and as I always tell you, although I'm like, what, 90% done with this silly thing, is if you want to see the finished piece, then join my Facebook group, Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, because I'll be posting it there. So yeah, there you go. Again, ILene Vick for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and fun project. Had a great time doing it. Joyous coloring, guys. Until next time, bye.